And welcome back to South Sound Stadium. It's time to wrap this thing up with the Alderson's Awards West postgame show for trophies, awards, T-shirts, and so much more. Go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. Welcome back to South Sound Stadium. Jim Fouts Field, Paul Beatty along with Josh Kaiser. For those watching live or on demand, or if you're watching this postgame on the recap on Eli Sports Network, here's what happened. And what happened in the first half was the difference in the game as the Yelm Tornadoes jumped out to a 38-0 lead. It was a weird start to the ball game as River Ridge started with the ball, drove it down, ended up fumbling it. Yelm would then take possession and in one pass throw an interception. So it's right back to River Ridge on their own 6-yard line, though. That is when it was Dylan Conklin who took the ball away and stepped into the end zone for a defensive touchdown for Yelm. PAT was good by Braden Platt and was 8-0. The next score would come when Yelm had the ball starting on their own 42-yard line, and Hooper made a nice pass to Kyler Ronquillo, a 37-yarder. Polano Hooper will hit him, and that set up the touchdown. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Braden Platt would then run it in from the 5, attempt the 2-point pass play, incomplete, and was 14-0. After a turnover on downs and 3 punts, Yelm would get the ball on their own 39-yard line. It'd be a 27-yard touchdown run by Platt again. Then he'd run in his own 2-point conversion to make it 22-0. Then River Ridge fumbled the kickoff. Yelm got on it on the 22 of River Ridge. A 22-yard touchdown pass from Hooper to Ronquillo. And again, Platt ran in the extra point to make it 30-0. They'd make it 38-0. The next time they got their hands on the ball, 25-yard touchdown. It was, again, Hooper to Ronquillo, the 2-point. Again, Platt, 38-0. As we started the third quarter, a 2-play drive that went 58 yards. A 50-yard run by Wright. Was that Ray Wright, I believe it was, wasn't it, Josh?
Yes, it was.
Ray Wright went right up the near sideline, 50 yards into the end zone, and Izzy Mendez would come on to kick the extra point, but hit the upright, so it remained 44-0. That kicked in the running clock. There would be a fumble, and then number 22, that would be Cale Gended, would run in a fumble recovery for the touchdown. And the extra point attempt again failed. That made it 50-0. River Ridge would finally get on the board with about 10 minutes to play in the ball game. And that was a 3-yard quarterback sneak by Mapu. Jonathan Mapu would force it in, and that is how we got to our final score, 6-0. And Josh, it was just really a start to finish. Other than the crazy first 3 series, but once Yelm got that defensive touchdown and settled in, they were very tough to stop from then on.
Very tough to stop, which is kind of impressive, too, considering, I mean, we touched on it several times, all these penalties, but they were able to settle down just enough and able to capitalize on the moments when River Ridge left the door open for them.
All right, it is now time for our MVPs, our Pacific Sports Spa visiting team. We'll go with the home team MVP first. Let's do that. The home team MVP is actually the Thorbeck's MVP, so we'll do that. Thorbeck's Wellness Centers in Centralia, Chehalis, and in South Bend. And for the River Ridge Hawks, who do you like there?
A couple of names that really come to mind tonight here for me, of course, is Jarek Berg, a little spark off the bench there running the ball, and, of course, quarterback Jonathan Mapu, again, their only score here. And it wasn't necessarily on him, all these penalties. It had some good passes, just wasn't able to connect. So, I mean, Berg or Mapu, I think, either one.
Well, the other guy I liked on there actually was Jaden Cason. He had some big catches. those three. But I can't get away from Jarek Berg myself. He had 8 carries, 63 yards, and they quit giving him the ball. And so they should have kept giving him the ball. But anyway, and he played on defense as well, so, and returned kicks. And so Jarek Berg will be our player of the game for the River Ridge Hawks. And now for our Pacific Sports Bar visiting team MVP for the Yelm Tornadoes. We have a lot to sift through here. Who are you thinking?
Well, of course, Braden Platt comes to mind immediately. The 2 scores and numerous 2-point conversions. Hooper, great job slinging the ball around. And, of course, Kyler Ronquillo there, 2 receptions and even played a little bit of quarterback tonight and was one of the return men as well here. And then, Platt also had an INT on defense.
He did. Dylan Conklin had the touchdown, the first one, and actually the winning one with the 2-point conversion. He had a big game on defense. I also thought Logan Platt played really well on defense as well. But Braden Platt also played well on defense, and with what he contributed offensively, I can't get away from Braden Platt here, to tell you the truth. So let's go with Braden Platt as well.
I like it.
All right, there you have it. Those are our MVPs, and that is a final for us. Hey, we do appreciate you watching. And again, one more time, our final score, it was Yelm 50, River Ridge 6. Yelm now 4-0, and River Ridge drops to 2-2. Yelm 2-0 in conference play, and River Ridge 1-1. We'll see you next time right here on the Eli and the NFHS Sports Networks. Have a great night.
Thank you for watching and subscribing to the Eli and NFHS Sports Networks. Remember, a portion of your subscription goes back to the school.